not talking about the victims that are still going through the right now with other people who are running to cover and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey.
Y'all, Allie Carter is shaking the whole industry right now. She literally came out of hiding after barely escaping with her life when people tried to silence her. And now, she's back with more tea than ever, dropping names, spilling secrets, and letting the world know what really goes down behind those closed doors. She claims she's seen things at certain celebrity parties that would make your jaw drop. And to make it even wilder, she says some big names ended up catching infections from these reckless nights. Allie says she was dragged into this world at just 15, and what she witnessed was shocking. She swears she saw stars behaving in ways no one would ever imagine. And since she started speaking out, the pressure on her has been insane. The threats haven't stopped. It got so bad she had to go straight to the feds to be placed under protection just to stay alive.
Buddy, that is ready to free Diddy and be on the side of they keep calling Sean Combs' children, his twin daughter and his other daughter, You with me still? Yes? Okay. They keep calling them kids. The twins and the daughter is kids. They don't need to be in the case because they're kids. Cassie Ventura was not called a child. Everybody tore that woman apart because they saw a pregnant grown woman sitting on that trial telling her story that everybody covered up as she was 19 years old. People are addressing Sean Combs' kids as kids, but they won't address Cassie as a kid when this happened to her. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was 15 years old when I had dealings with Sean Combs. She was 19. You get me? Okay? We're not talking about the other children that were on this case. Now, as you guys are saying, I told you, the justice system is rigged. I don't know how many ways people need to say that, see it for themselves, research it, dig on it, and not understand that the justice system is rigged. And we've been saying that since the beginning. We went through court cases. We went through private investigators. This is how we have the insurance and the documents and the things and the receipts that we have, because we have been through this so many times before, where the victim is the one who gets the most hell and the walk.
The most chilling part? The last attempt on her life happened right in the middle of Diddy's trial, when rumors were swirling that she might be called to testify. While Allie and her family were out of town, her home was broken into, and her neighbors swear the intruders were armed. Like, can you imagine? This isn't just intimidation. This is a straight-up warning shot.
You get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue it back and forth this week like that mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the price. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marks, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my. So here you go. You can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that that's then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I supposed to do when the people in the authority that you're supposed to go to?
And here's the reason they keep coming after her. Because Allie refuses to stay silent. She's been dropping bomb after bomb, and it's got some people shaking. According to her, it's not just about wild parties, it's about a whole empire of manipulation, money, and cover-ups. And guess what? When the feds put their case together, they even described this as a criminal enterprise that thrived on control, intimidation, and corruption. Now let's get into the list of celebrities that Allie and others have linked to these wild nights. It starts with Meek Mill and Brycer Gray. Jaguar Wright was actually the first one to spill on this, saying these two were caught up in situations way deeper than anyone realized. She even claimed they were pressured under the guise of mentorship, but things quickly turned ugly. Allegedly, things got so bad that both of them were heard running out of a house in panic, and the whispers didn't stop there. An audio recording later leaked online between Diddy and Meek Mill, and it left people completely unsettled. Fans were quick to connect the dots, and the gossip hasn't slowed down since. But y'all know the streets don't miss a beat. People also started side-eyeing the game after rumors about him resurfaced. He once admitted that instead of focusing on music in the studio, Diddy had him flying around, showering him with gifts, and keeping him in Atlanta for parties. And if you know the gossip, you know Atlanta has always been at the center of the wildest speculation.
I started kicking it with Diddy, right? I went around with Diddy for 2 years, damn near. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, I f with your demo. You know, bad boy, hey, Playboy, hey, here go a watch, Playboy, here go a chain, Playboy. I'm like, yo, we ever gonna rap? This nigga like, nah.
I was doing for 2 years.
Yo, but the jet leave at 5. We going to Miami, Playboy. We going to, you know what I'm saying? We going to New York. We in ATL this weekend, Playboy, pop out. And I was going everywhere with Diddy.
Before you got with Dre, wasn't Puffy interested in working with you also?
Yeah, Puff. I was running around with Puff for a minute, but we was just partying, man. Puff liked to party. So that's basically all we did. I think the few times I was running around with D-Mac and Puff, we just did a bunch of partying. We might have went to the studio once or twice, but I didn't get to record nothing. I was just, you know.
Okay, but I mean, Puffy was a huge deal back then.
Still a huge deal.
I mean, he's still a huge deal, but he's not doing music anymore,
right,
is what I'm saying. Back then, Bad Boy was on fire, and he's running around with you. And, you know, Puffy's a busy guy.
I was running around with him.
Yeah. You were running around with him.
Right.
Was he talking about signing you, or what exactly happened?
Nah, Puff he wanted to sign me. He just, you know, he was moving around. Like, he had the restaurant Justin's in Atlanta, so we was in and out of that. A lot of parties in Atlanta with him and V and, you know, Big Wolf and, you know, Fab and Jeezy was just, you know, I mean, Fab was already on. Jeezy was coming, you know, coming of age. But we just party, man.
But hold up, because it doesn't stop there. YK Osiris's name also got dragged into the mess. Back in 2021, word hit the blogs that he got flown out to Jamaica with promises of career opportunities. And what really got people talking was when YK himself started posting strange things online, like a shirtless picture of Diddy in a pool with prayer hand emojis, followed by a snap of himself enjoying the island life, writing about the good fruit and beautiful weather. Now, that might not sound like much, but folks were quick to put 2 and 2 together, especially since at the time YK was reportedly broke, dropped from his label, and had even sold off his luxury car. So the burning question was, who was funding that lavish trip? That's when his ex came forward online, adding more fuel to the fire by hinting at things she claimed to have discovered about him. The internet went into full meltdown mode after that, and of course, we cannot leave out Usher. For years, his name has been tied into rumors about his time living under Diddy's roof as a teenager. Whispers say the mentorship he signed up for came with way more than he bargained for. And the drama got even messier when an alleged email, supposedly linked to Kim Porter's unpublished book, started circulating. That email claimed the book would expose footage, secret relationships, and shocking encounters that went down behind closed doors. To make things worse, a lawsuit hit in 2017 when a woman accused Usher of exposing her to something he allegedly hadn't disclosed. The timing of it all had fans speculating even more, and of course, Diddy's name got pulled back into the conversation. People couldn't help but connect the dots, even though nothing was ever officially proven. And here's the kicker. Remember how I told you Allie was put under witness protection? That was because she was set to testify not just against Diddy, but against a whole list of people she claimed were tied to this. But out of nowhere, her name got yanked from the witness list at the very last minute. According to Allie, the trial wasn't even really about justice. It was about putting on a show, humiliating Diddy in public, and then sweeping everything else under the rug. She says the feds had receipts on him since the early 2000s, but for some reason they didn't act until Cassie blew the whistle. That's when the whole house of cards started shaking, and Allie was dragged back into the spotlight against her will.
FBI covered it up for how long? This case was back in 2000, early 2000, right? So let's talk about who's guilty here. The DOJ released a video that at first everybody said they couldn't find a video of Cassie Ventura being. They couldn't find it. It didn't exist. You saw one clip, and then you saw DOJ released another clip to the news. So the DOJ had that clip to begin with. So the people who are telling you that they don't have the Epstein file, they're full of shit. What other way do you want me to explain that? They're lying to you. The ones that are telling you, Pam Bondi, that she only had a little bit, because they told you the same thing, and now you're seeing it with the Sean Combs case. They told you they just had a little bit of a video, and then it got released. That's on the DOJ. They lied to you. They told you that nothing happened, that this man, Sean Combs, was just this rap mogul that everybody loved. No, he couldn't have hurt nobody. He couldn't have did anything. And then all this stuff came out. Well, he did that. But yeah, he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else came out. Okay, well, maybe he did that too. But he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else comes out. How many people did you hear say, I left a party early? I knew about children being there. I knew about him the hell out of females. I knew about the parties going on with multiple people, so it wasn't just Sean Combs. I knew about all of that, but I left early. So guilty. How many people did you hear say about Cassie Ventura that I knew that she was being, I knew that she was wrong, I knew what he was doing, but I'm just now speaking about it? Guilty. Coward. How many maids did it take to clean up a penthouse suite? Know that there was blood and glass everywhere, but they kept their mouth shut because they got paid. Guilty. So we're not talking, let's go back down to the bottom. The hotel manager that you guys never seen his face at first of this hotel, he heard the screaming. He knew what was going on. He knew that Sean Combs was in there. He knew that he had other girls with him. He knew what was going on. He had the footage. He talked to the security. That hotel manager is who took that footage from the security and said, okay, hand me some money or help me be quiet. I'm going to shut the hell up. You did not hear anything from that hotel manager until now. But they told you, that hotel manager, if you would have went back then, they would have told you, no, we don't know anything. Cover up. Guilty. The security that were on shift that night, that knew about this footage, that knew he dragged her down the hallway, that knew he kicked her in the back and all over the place. The hotel security that knew about that.
Ali said she was devastated when she found out that the heaviest charges Diddy could have faced were somehow brushed aside. She's been trying to move forward, trying to heal, but every time she takes a step forward, this case just keeps pulling her back. And honestly, you can feel the heartbreak in her voice when she talks about it, because she's not just spilling tea, she's reliving trauma. At this point, Ali's biggest concern is simply staying alive. The way people have gone after her just to shut her up is chilling. She's constantly moving, constantly watching her back because she knows too much. And y'all, it's terrifying to think about the lengths some will go just to keep secrets buried. People online, of course, had their own thoughts. One comment read, "Please don't blame Ali for how she delivers her story. She's a victim, and she's telling us the truth raw and unfiltered. That's her healing, and she doesn't owe anyone a polished version." Another person chimed in saying, "She was a kid when this happened. She might sound scattered, but that doesn't make her a liar." And honestly, that's the point. Her story may be messy, but trauma is messy. And the fact that she's even brave enough to speak on it at all shows she's stronger than most. Now, the big question is, what do you think about Ali spilling all these details? Do you believe the celebrities she named were really caught up in these wild parties? Or do you think she's being silenced because she's telling the uncomfortable truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this one has everyone talking. And don't forget, if you think this is messy, wait until you see the next video. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.